All right, guys, so the beginning. Which quadrant is this triangle in? 3, okay. I gave you secant is negative 5/4. Remember, that's like saying cosine is negative 4/5. Okay? Is the 5 ever going to be negative? No, your hypotenuse cannot be negative. Adjacent's negative 4. What's the other side?
-3.
Good, negative 3. Okay, drawing the triangle's key. If you draw it wrong, it's going to be tough to get anything else right. Sine of 2 theta, what's our formula? Good, 2 sine theta, cosine theta. Then we just plug in. So sine of theta is negative 3/5. Cosine theta is negative 4/5. You can put your 2 over 1 if you need to. What do we get? 24 over 25. Yeah, 5 times 5. Don't forget that part. It's easy to do. We get a lot of 24 over 5s here. All right, guys. Did we do okay on A? A makes sense? Okay. B. Let's write the formula first. What is the formula for cosine of theta over 2?
Minus 1 minus cosine plus 1 plus 2 over
Okay. Sine is the one that's 1 minus cosine. Okay. All right. You have to decide, is this positive or negative? So theta is in the 3rd quadrant. I need to know where theta over 2 is. Where is theta over 2?
second quadrant.
2nd quadrant. Remember, this is where you can like pick an angle in here and then cut it in half. So I can pick like 200 degrees. Half of 200 is 100, which is definitely going to be in the 2nd quadrant.
So wait, can you explain that again?
Sure. So you can pick any 3rd quadrant angle. So anything from when you're trying to figure out the plus or minus. Okay, so anything from 180 to 270. So I'm picking 200 because that's easy to work with. So if 200 is theta, what is theta divided by 2? 100. Where does 100 live? Okay, and then it's cosine of that. Is cosine positive or negative in the 2nd quadrant? Negative. Bam, question, or did that went over it? Okay. Okay, now everything else is based on your triangle. So 1 plus cosine of theta. That's theta is your triangle. So I'm going to write 1 plus, and then it'd be negative 4/5 all over 2. I am running out of room.
So you choose between 270 and 180?
Yeah, because it's in the 3rd quadrant.
Okay.
The one I'm going to make a 5 over 5. What is 5 minus 4? 1. So I now have 1 over 5. And then divided by 2 is the same as multiplying by 1/2. All right, we're getting better.
Wait.
I spoke too soon. All right, what are you stuck on, Pat?
You got went from 1 to 1 over 5.
Okay, so this was 1 minus 4/5. So the 1 can become 5 over 5.
Well, it's not plus.
Well, it's plus and negative, so yeah, okay. What is 5 minus 4? 1. That's where this 1 came from. Denominator was 5. Common. That's how fractions work. Common denominators. Divided by 2 is the same as multiplied by 1. Okay. So I have negative square root of 1/10, which is really like negative square root of 1 over square root of 10. What is the square root of 1? 1. And then can I rationalize? So I get negative root 10 over 10 as my answer. How many got that one right? Oh, good. Okay, well, tell them. Okay. Yeah.
So if it's negative, you also say negative 1 over negative 1 over 1.
not the same thing at all. Very different. Because square root of 10 is a very different decimal than square root of 2. The proportions don't stay the same. All right, the proof. This is actually a very easy proof if you see the first step. It is. What is cosine of 2 theta, guys? And then we still have plus sine squared theta. Okay, guys. You cannot cross out like numerators and denominators at any of these steps so far. Okay? You don't have a factor of sine squared that you can cross out. But what is negative sine squared plus sine squared? So you are left with cosine squared over sine squared.
Which also conveniently happens to be cotangent squared.
It is cotangent squared, and then you're done. Okay? So on your assessments, and Chris, hold on the assessment for the proofs, there's the first section. There's 2 proofs, and I say pick one of these to do. Because what you see, like some of you are better at some proofs than others. Like you might be really good at factoring and terrible at finding common denominators, you know, or other way around. So whatever you see as the easier one to do, you do that one. Then there's another question that's a proof that everybody's going to do. And then the back of that assessment is all like the problems with the formulas, like double angle, sum and difference, half angle, like drawing the triangle or things from your circle. Okay? Cindy? Now you have to pick one. You have to tell me which one to grade. Okay? Is that what you're going to ask too? Yeah. No, you can't do both and be like, please be kind. Like, just pick one. Right. Pick the one that's the most right.
What if we like work on it and decide which one is better?
Yes, and then just be like this one. Yeah. If you circle both, I'm not going to grade your problem.
What if you do them both and only one of those right?
I am grading one proof. Is there anything? Okay. I'm grading one proof. If you do both and don't tell me which one to pick, you might not like the one I pick, okay?
That's what this one is.
Yeah. Nope. All right, last one, guys.
Not later, next like big.
Yes, Wednesday, guys. Wednesday. All right, half angle. Now, which formula did you guys pick? 1 minus cosine over sine? Okay. You could certainly have done the plus or minus, the square root one. If you forgot the other ones, that's okay. That one I won't make you rationalize because you get square roots and square roots, and it's kind of ugly. Is this the one everybody used? Or did anybody use a different one? Use the plus or minus? Okay, I'll go through that one too then. All right, so this 75 degrees, that is your theta over 2. So what will theta be? 150, okay? That's what you are plugging into this formula. All right, what is the cosine of 150 degrees? It's like the cosine of 5 pi over 6, guys. Yes, negative though, right? Yes. Okay, and what is the sine at 150 degrees? 1 over 2. All right, just simplifying here. The 1 is going to become 2 over 2. So I have 2 plus root 3 over 2. Now, instead of divided by 1/2, what can I say? Times 2. You can make it 2 over 1 if you want. And what happens? Gone, right? Did we get 2 plus root 3? did now. Anybody? Are we lost somewhere in the middle? Oh, you didn't finish? Okay. Does it make sense though?
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay.
So you have, you're dividing by 1/2. It's the same as. Oh, I see.
See it? Let me go through the plus or minus way. So with this one, figuring out plus or minus, we start with where 75 degrees is. So which quadrant is 75 degrees in? First, is tangent positive or negative there? Okay, so we're picking positive. All right, and we already figured out our cosine of 150, like that part's all the same. So this is negative root 3 over 2. I wrote the wrong. Yeah. Guys, stop me sooner. There we go. I just really wanted to use sine, I think. Tommaso, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Up a little. Again, just a lot of common denominatoring and things simplifying and canceling. So we have this big square root. 2 plus root 3 over 2 over 2 minus root 3 over 2. Do you guys see what's going to cancel? The 2, do you see it? Yeah. So you can leave it as 2 plus root 3 over 2 minus root 3. I won't make you rationalize that. If you rationalized it, you would actually get to that, but yeah, you can just stop. When you have a square root and a square root, I won't make you see that. Okay? So, no, it does not. Think about like 3 plus 5 over 3 minus 5. Is that negative 1?
Not really.
No. Okay. All right, that was our warm-up, guys. Whew. It was long on purpose. All right, so let me pass out your reviews. Your practice formula sheet is on there, all of that stuff. I made an extra review on skill 5. You need a little practice with graphing, which you might. Your graphing assessment, I believe, is just 2 graphs and then 1 write the equation of the graph. So it's a little shorter, very straightforward. Yes. Yeah. Whatever angle.
It was like
Oh yeah, so the angle can be any variable, just whatever starts out for the problem. Yep. An extra skill factor too. That's the thing. The assessment thing. It goes in with. That's the review. That's what it looks like. That's what it is. So it was the circle from last quarter. That was like a third of the grade and the other 2 thirds.
Take a look. It doesn't matter what order they're in. Like instead of cosine and sine. So look on the true and just see like the graph. That did not get into any.
So all the ones we took in quarter two, those are just like graded in. So now we're just starting over again in third quarter. We'll take a bunch of them. I'll drop some of them again. So the rest, that's fine. I'll drop your early ones. Realize they are now going to have secant, cosecant, cotangent. Skill 5.